to say something.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, daughter. You have the floor.
Ooh, okay. So, talking about transformation. So, and as I'm thinking about this, transformation starts with sacrifice. And I think a lot of reason that a lot of us do not want to transform or to change is because we don't want to sacrifice. We want to hold on to the pleasure on this side that, you know, that makes us feel good, look good, smell good, talk good, walk. You know, we want to hold on to that, but then we want to grab the blessings and the honor and the glory of God. So, and we forget that Jesus gave us the prime example of transformation. He gave us the prime example of sacrifice because he gave his body as a sacrifice for us. And I think a lot of times we forget that because we don't want to sacrifice. I mean, yeah, it's just like you were saying, when you want to change your body, you can go on a diet, you can do this. A lot of people fail at their diet because they don't want to give up the stuff they like to eat, right?
Yes. Yes.
And because we don't want to give up what we like to eat, you know, it's hard to chomp on rabbit food every day. It's hard to. Okay, same concept when it comes to being transformed. When it comes to being sacrificed, you have that same concept. We don't want to give up that thing that stirs us up in our world to come to be transformed into God's world. And we fail to realize that in order for us to get to that point, we have to sacrifice. This first script, the first verse in there says to present your body as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is a reasonable service, and to be transformed. Okay, that is the effect. That is the benefit. That is what you need to do once you have sacrificed yourself. Then you can be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then after that, it tells us so you can prove. What we gonna prove? Okay, you go on a diet, you start working out, you're doing what you have to do, you lose that weight. What have you done? You have proven that if you eat right and you exercise right and you do this thing right and you follow the rules according to the plan that has been given you in order for you to lose that 20 pounds or that 5 pounds that you were trying to lose, you have proven that if you do this, then this is what will happen. Okay, same concept again. If you decide and you do transform yourself and you do sacrifice, you give your body as a living sacrifice, and you become holy and acceptable, and you are transformed by the renewing of your mind. What are you proving? You're proving that no matter what I have done, no matter where I have come from, no matter how much trouble and hell I have stirred up in my life, this is the proof that me giving my body as a living sacrifice and being transformed. Here's the proof. Here's the proof right here. God has elevated me. He has lifted me. He has changed me.
Yes.
And we all want to think that it's something that we have a tendency to make easy things hard and hard things easy.
You better say that.
That's it.
You better say that.
This ain't hard. But because it's hard because we struggle with this.
Yes.
But that hard thing, that hard stuff that you know that you don't have no business doing, that's the same thing that we find ourselves doing. But then I also go to what's Philippians 2:5, where it says, "Let this mind be in you," which was also in Christ Jesus.
Yes.
Whom, being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. The great part about it is we have been made in the image and the likeness of God. So once we decide that we want to let our mind be in Christ Jesus, all of these other things that we struggle with, there'll still be a struggle. Of course, it's going to be a struggle. We all have struggles. But those things that you once struggled with, now at this point, once you have put your mind on Christ, once you have transformed, once you have sacrificed and been transformed, now you're the proof. So the question that I have to ask is, what does your life prove when it comes down to God? What is it? What proof of God's existence
And
is showing in your life? You talk about the church. You talk about how things have changed in the church. And yes, there are a lot of things that have changed in the church. And yes, unfortunately, the church has conformed to the world. Unfortunately, some churches, I don't want to sound like I'm grouping all churches, because all churches have not. But
Right.
the problem is now that people are too afraid because they don't want to, they want to be popular.
yes.
And being transformed and being a living sacrifice is not about being popular.